Welcome. Welcome to the Lamonts G Custom Knives Show, the number 3 podcast. As usual, I prep on a topic and I get something else in my head. So I'm going to try to hit on everything I want to hit on. But coming in today over the mountain, listen to a radio station out of Birmingham, Alabama, 107.7. DJ by the name of Drika Ray. She had a special guest on that was speaking about kids, teenagers, high school, vaping, and smoking. Now, I have a 16-year-old, so you would think, that topic is very crucial for me, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not. And let me tell you why. So my wife had a talk with my daughter, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, about this very thing. And my daughter, she said, basically, I have absolutely no interest in doing that crap. But a lot of her former bandmates, classmates, current classmates, I should say, they go in the bathroom and they vape. They do the THC vape, the different flavors vape. And I didn't think none of it. Listen, let me give you a little bit of context. Go back to high school. Let's just say you had a certain class that had 200 kids in it. You probably had 20 to 30 kids that smoked cigarettes. Because for the overwhelming majority, especially guys like me, that crap was nasty. Now listen, I've been dipping since I was 14, dipping snuff, and not my grandmama's snuff. This is like Copenhagen and Longhorn and stuff like that. Since I was 14. And listen, it ain't nasty to me. It keeps bacteria out of my mouth. I get a little pinch between my chicken gum. Take a spit every now and then. This is natural to me. That's what I've always done. But I can go back to the first time. Excuse me. I hope I edited that out. I don't want you to see me sneezing. I can go back to the first time I snuck and got one of my parents' cigarettes. They smoked super long cools. Menthol. Boy, I'm going to tell you something. If I give you the top 5 times in my life that I have just been in Lululand, that would have been top 5. I'm like, this is nothing for me. Now, mind you, over the years, as I grew up, smoked, hit a Black and Mild cigar, hit a pipe, and not dope pipe, but pipe tobacco. It wasn't nothing of it, But cigarettes, oh my God, cigarettes were just freaking horrible. So I said that to say this. Even though she see some of her friends and people in her class go in the bathroom and vape and do this and do all kind of stupid crap, it's only going to be a small percentage. Same with the alcohol and the dope. It's going to be a small percentage. The overwhelming majority of kids, whether it's 2026 or 1986, the overwhelming majority wants to pretty much keep their mind clear and not rot their brain. But I'm listening to this gentleman on the radio station, and he has an organization. They have done studies and continue to do studies. And dude, this is a huge problem in a lot of areas. I did not know this. The kids are going to vape regardless if they do it in school or not. That's just fact. And the amazing thing is, he said that the majority of the ones who vape, hell, their parents are buying it. somebody older that they know, of course, or by the hell, they can't go in the store and buy themselves. But the parents, wow, that's shocking. But then again, no, it's not. Because remember that 20% that I was telling you about, that small percentage. Their parents are probably, their brains are probably rotted too. So it won't be nothing for them to, to buy a shot of vodka for the child, give them a cigarette, buy them some vape. That's just, unfortunately, a few people going to do, unfortunately. I know on vacation, my wife, allowed my daughter, my 16-year-old, to consume wine. I don't mind that. Hell, all my kids have consumed wine at a young age because I don't see nothing wrong with that. But to buy them hard liquor, cigarettes and vapes and THC vapes, that's criminal in my mind. You know, so getting back to this project this guy was talking about, so they've done studies and they're actually doing investigations on, they trying to get a raw number on the actual amount of young people from 13 to 18 that are vaping, because that's dangerous. And listen, I'm not finna sit here and tell you like I'm some kind of vaping expert. I ain't never seen it. I see people blow this huge amount of crap out of their mouth when they driving and stuff like that. I don't even know what do you do? Put it in a pipe? I mean, I don't know nothing about it, nothing. But I do know, listening to the experts, it is more dangerous than cigarettes, and it's equally as dangerous as THC marijuana. So that's a concern. That's a major concern. Um, Now listen, my two older kids, they smoke weed. They don't hide it. They don't apologize for it. Their mother, her side of the family, they were Rastafarian, so smoking weed is nothing. It's just like me eating a can of spinach. It's nothing. Um, I will say that I don't like it, but I've been knowing their mother since the early '90s, and all their family, they all smoke weed, so it's nothing new. And for some reason, it don't affect my two older kids. Like, listen, I hit marijuana once or twice in my life, been around it, got secondhand highs, and dude, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like it. I don't like not being in control, especially when it comes to my mind. I don't like not being in control. So that's why it's not in my repertoire, I should say. But getting back to this guy and his organization trying to come up with some raw numbers, I don't think that'll be a difficult process, because we're talking about kids. You could easily place a plant in a high school and around these kids, and you're gonna get raw numbers real, pretty quick. So, but listen, as I'm listening to this radio interview, and they keep on talking, I keep on hearing these things, and it's shocking. So this one guy said at some school, he didn't name the school in Birmingham, Jefferson County, that they did a surprise, check going into schools. They checked, or they did pat searches, they did book bag checks, etc., etc. And the target wasn't looking for weapons. And they may or may not have found some. I don't know. I can't remember him mentioning that. But I do remember that they found little shot bottles of alcohol, tons of vapes, tons of, and like I said, I don't know. I don't know if it's the actual mechanism that you smoke or the little vials of the flavors or whatever. But he said they found tons and tons of that. And this right here was in a predominantly African American high school. Now, being ignorant as I am, and when it comes to this, I'm totally ignorant. I thought it was the white kids who did the vaping. This is in a predominantly black high school. So, number one, that shocked the hell out of me. Number two, the amount that he said was found shocked the hell out of me. And I'm like, wow. So, this is a serious problem. Because I'm thinking, if you find that at a predominantly African American high school, and it's kind of low income type area, what are you going to find in the Hoovers and the Grissams um, and the Madisons? Because these folks got money, they got accessibility to the high class stuff. So I don't know if it's a difference in class when it comes to vapes. I know in cigarettes, people in the past who I know smoked cigarettes, especially black folks, they smoke they smoked Newports. Now, if you had some money and you was black, you smoked super long cools like my parents did. That was the high epsilon of menthol cigarettes. If you was white, and you kind of low on the totem pole, you smoked Winston's. If you was white and you had a little bit of money, you smoked Marlboro Lights. That's what. That's what I grew up around. So I don't know if in the vape world you got a little bit of money, you smoking a certain time, a certain brand, etc. I don't know, but I do know if you found this amount in a low income black community high school, what are you going to find in the upper echelon communities in their high schools? So it's a big concern. Um, Dreka Ray, she did mention that Governor Ivey at one point banned vapes. Don't know if that's true. I do know that the THC vapes were banned. I don't know if all vapes were banned outright. Um, because listen, from the experts, it's not a good alternative to smoking cigarettes. Not at all. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. Now, give you a little bit of context. When I first started dipping, I got my first dip from one of my good friends, Troy Sparks. His uncle, brother, father, or somebody didn't want to smoke cigarettes, so that's why they started dipping. Troy started dipping. I got my first dip from Troy. It was a pinch of Kodiak. Now, I don't know if I doubt if anybody that's watching this ever put a dip in the mouth, but Kodiak, it's on the same level as that Newport or that super long cool cigarette. It's menthol snuff with a bite. Let me explain. I put that crap between my chicken gums, and listen, I didn't know anything about it, so I wasn't spitting, I was swallowing. Mistake number one. I'm getting dizzy, I'm getting sick, I'm getting ready to throw up. I'm holding back. Mistake number two. When eventually everything just came on out, I thought I was going to feel better. Mistake number three. No. I'm going around in circles, sick, feeling bad, puking. But the worst thing of the whole experience is that spot where I put that pinch of that between my chicken gum got sore, got raw, skin started coming, moving around. I said, "Oh my God!" So I'm like, I would never do this ever again. Wrong. When it comes to dipping, I'm not comparing it to vaping or cigarettes. When it comes to dipping, it's not the snuff, it's the brand, it's the case in point. The best two pinches I ever put in my mouth was Copenhagen Black, which was a was it a cognac or bourbon kind of flavored snuff. You really didn't taste the bourbon or the cognac, but goddamn, that was the best damn. That was the smoothest piece of pinch of snuff I ever put in my mouth. They stopped making it. Copenhagen Black. Number two was a snuff called Red Seal, the fine cut natural, the natural fine cut. Comes in a real huge can. That's expensive. So I had to go cheaper, and I finally found a Longhorn natural fine cut, which to this day I still dip. So listen, like I said earlier, I can't compare it to cigarettes and vaping, but if it is a comparison, then um, boy, I don't know. Cause see, when it comes to dipping stuff, I'm not harming anybody. I'm not harming not one soul on this planet. I'm getting a pinch of snuff, put it between my cheeks and my gum. I'm gonna spit a few times. It's gonna relax right there and actually give me comfort. Believe it or not, it suppresses my appetite. I'm not eating. That was one of the main reasons I started back dipping. Um, and like I said, it relaxes me. Puts me in a relaxed mode. When it comes to smoking dope, vaping, and smoking cigarettes, you killing your lungs. And that's the argument that I would have against all of that crap. But in conclusion, let me end here because I've rambled long too long about this. That it is a concern. It's a huge concern with kids and this vaping stuff, and we really need to pay attention to it. Um, so I urge you, if you got kids or not, grandkids, your friends got kids, you got nieces and nephews, whatever the case may be, to just be nosy. Just make sure that they're not killing themselves with this poison. Um, thank God my wife, she stays on my daughter in a positive way to make sure, she's keeping up with the Joneses. Because once you lose your kid, especially at, from in my opinion, from 14 to 21, if your kids start being influenced by the wrong entities, you probably have lost them. And I'm just being dead serious with that. So some can rebound and some just can't. Listen, I've been in my fields. I have seen it for the last 30 years, and it is a sad, sad cycle. And the cycle repeats itself with the same people. It is sad. It is truly sad. So listen, you guys stay blessed, and I appreciate you. And as always, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I'll catch you next time.